Yo, what's going on? My name is Sam Walford. I'm a 16-year-old dropout entrepreneur from Coventry in the United Kingdom. And if you just want some proof that I can teach you shit about coaching and everything like this, well, here you go. You can look at my school community here. I mean, this is literally on my school. You can refresh it. There's Evan testimonial. There's an Ishak testimonial there recent. I'm moving all my payments to another group there. You can see like loads of payments there and shit. Just as some quick proof. And I've had a few calls today and a few guys I'm helping. And I've sort of realized something, and I've sort of known this for a while, but I think if you realize this too, this will really be a big game changer for you. Just literally just changing your fucking life with business. I mean, that's what we're trying to do with business, isn't it? I'm sure the whole reason you're trying to do coaching, you're trying to do business, you're trying to do self-improvement YouTube, you're trying to sell a course or something like this, is because you want the freedom that comes from it. You want to be making at least a couple K a month so that you can move from wherever you are in the UK or USA or wherever the fuck, probably in the Western world, I assume, or maybe you're down here somewhere, and you're probably going to want to move to somewhere around out here, or somewhere around here, or maybe you just want to travel a ton and be free, or maybe you want to stay in your home country. I mean, for me personally, it's like, I've got the freedom now, I'm still working a bit, but it's like, I'm going to go travel a ton around the States and around Europe and everything, and the whole reason you're doing this is probably for the freedom, isn't it? It is probably so you can quit school or quit your job, or you convince your parents, or you can be healthy and you can eat like nicer food and you can prove to your parents that this is actually real. Like I speak to you a lot, like I speak to a lot of guys like you a lot, and I know why you're doing this, obviously. So I understand the niche, bro. And something I've realized is a lot of guys like us, we're very much like very purposeful in that we want to have a big impact on the world. We want to like be able to change the world. We want to, like have that big impact. So maybe you've made a lot of progress in self-improvement or something related to that, like fitness, like bodybuilding, or like your social skills or your mental health or something like that. And you're like, well, there's guys like my younger self. I want to be helping them. I also want to make money. Perfect, win-win. I can really help them. And so the thing is, like, you do that and you go out and you try and help people, and maybe you sell a low ticket course or some shit like that. You focus really a lot on helping people. You put a ton of effort into building your course, or, you really think, how can I make this the most purposeful? And a lot of the time it's like you put a lot of effort into being like purposeful, and you've got the mindset of like, if I be purposeful, I'm going to make more money long term because I'm going to help people more with more purpose. I'm not going to care about the money as much, and therefore I'm going to make more money. And it's like that is true in the long term, that if you were to be more purposeful and help more people and get your clients better results, you will make more money. That is very true in the long term. But the thing that I see happening with a lot of my clients and a lot of the guys I work with is that when you try and make your business really purposeful, or you try and make your business like really scalable from the start. So for example, you do like YouTube to a low ticket course, which is like really scalable. What ends up actually happening is you're focusing in a weird way. I know everyone tells you to focus on the long term, but you end up focusing on the long term way too much. And it's like, it's a ridiculous amount of delayed gratification, to the point where it's like, I'm doing YouTube videos now. I know Hamza says this a lot. It's like, you do YouTube videos now, and even if you aren't getting views, you're going to build up the skills, and over time you build up the audience, and over time you can sell a low ticket course, and then eventually you get to the point where you can make like Hamza does 100K a month working like 2 hours a week or some shit. You don't have to put much work in. But the thing with that is that it's like you don't have infinite time. Like, you can delay gratification, and that will help you, and like delaying for the long term will help you. But life isn't infinite. There is a time span in life, okay? You aren't going to be able to. I know life, yes, is very long, but the thing is that you want success and you want to get to like a couple K months so you can live that dream life and move on to the next thing. You want to get through shit done. Like, money fucking loves speed, and so you need to have speed in this. And I know that's all like very theory and like wishy-washy, and like you struggle to like materialize that. Basically, what I'm saying here is, if you're just prioritizing purpose and like the ultra long term, like I prioritize purpose, prioritize scalability now, then long term things are perfect. By you doing that, you're actually making less progress than if you were to prioritize the short term. And I know that sounds so odd, where it's like, how does prioritizing the short term make me more progress in the long term? Well, it's a weird thing to wrap your head around, but you can imagine it as like, as you make more progress, your progress becomes more exponential. So for example, it's like, how in general people's progress isn't like linear, it's more like exponential. And so the point I'm trying to get to is if you can just get through these beginning stages where you're not making much progress and you get through your stages as fast as possible, when you're at like a couple K a month, living in Bali, living with friends and everything, and you can live your life exactly how you want to. In this scenario, what then happens is like you're in a good position to be working, and so you put even more work in and you learn some new things and you make even more progress, even faster progress. And I guess a good analogy I can give you with this is like previously when I was like stuck in school when I was like 14 trying to do coaching. I was making like a couple K a month at some point, or I lost it all a ton. Pretty much, I was like YouTube low ticket course, trying to make it long term scalable. Didn't really get anywhere with it. Then I sort of started doing like high ticket coaching, basically from like a free community, very unscalable, very high leverage, and that's the model I currently teach. And it is a ton of work, but the thing was I got up to like a good consistent couple K a month, and then that allowed me to then drop out, yeah. And then once I dropped out, once I was finally free, I was no longer in survival mode. Then I was able to be like, okay, now here is the greater purpose. Here is like the greater thing I want to do. And at that point, I realized I wanted to like basically be as influential as I possibly could, reform the whole education system. Because after dropping out, I realized how fucked it really was. And I only got that big realization and that sort of life improvement once I had got the first steps of success, that couple K months dropping out and everything. Once I was able to travel a little bit, that opened up my eyes even more, made me realize even better what I want to do, and made it easier. Because I can tell you right now, bro, okay, if I'd stuck selling that low ticket course, yeah, prioritizing the long term, making shit scalable, I would be right now. I mean, it's a Sunday right now, but I mean, I would literally be getting ready to go to fucking sixth form, like my school tomorrow morning. Studying some random fucking shit I don't want to study, making probably not much money, maybe have quit at this point. But because, like, in a weird way, I prioritized the short term, yeah, and I got that first like hit, like I was able to drop out then in the short term. That's and scale things up in the long term. And yes, what you want to be doing is prioritizing the long term. Okay, you also, in a weird way, need to prioritize the short term to be able to prioritize the long term. And I know that's so hard to wrap your head around, and it's such a hard thing to understand, but it's fucking abusing your sort of exponential potential and shit. Like, if you can just, and this is the point I'm making with this video, okay, because I'm on to a bit of a random tangent now, is if you can get to that couple K a month, that 2K a month, as Hamza preaches, a big 2K a month, and you can move to Bali or Kosovo or wherever the fuck you want to move to, and you can move out your parents' house. I know I'm saying that in my bedroom right now, but because I'm in a big grind period, I'm fine working here. But I mean, I've traveled myself, and like you can go travel, and you can eat the best diet you want. Like I literally eat meat, eggs, and fruit because that's what I want to eat, And it's like I'm fucking recording this on the new iPhone and shit, and I've been able to invest into those tools, and I got a random £100 tripod sitting there, and my however many $1,000 laptop, and I'm not trying to fucking flex on you, but it's like I've got the tools. And it's like I can invest money into a $7,000 program, because I need that. That helps my progress more because I've now got this money, and money makes more money, progress makes more progress. And so what I'm saying is basically you need to just get to a couple K a month so that you can get out of what I call survival mode and you can get into like purpose mode. Because if your life right now is like you're in school, you're working some job you don't want to be working, and on the side you're trying to build your YouTube, or most likely what it is like YouTube or school or coaching or whatever business you're doing is the priority. That probably is it for you. It's like that's a priority, that's the thing you want to do the most. But then at the same time, like the prime time of your day is taken up from work or school or shit. So it's like you've got this weird scenario where you're forced to put more effort into doing shit you don't want to do, but then at the same time it's like you're not actually putting effort into that, you're putting effort into what you want to do, which is obviously your business. When you're in that weird scenario and you're trying to force yourself to wake up early and you can't be super consistent waking up early, and you can't really put the work in consistently and you can't put a ton of work in, and then it's like you get home from school because you didn't put any work in the morning, you want to put work in the evening, and then it comes time to the evening and it's like you can't do that because you're tired and everything's fucked and you just wish you could be free and you could put work in it full time and you can live in Bali. Well, what I'm saying is that you're not going to make anywhere near as progress in that mode compared to living in Bali. Now, I'm not actually an advocate for living in Bali. I just want to say, I know that I've used that analogy a lot, but that's probably because you probably want to go move there or something. But the point I'm making is that when you're in that survival mode where you've not got much money, you can't eat the perfect clean diet you want to eat, You know, you can't invest into the mentorship you want to invest into. You know, you can't just splurge 7K on mentorship. You can't buy the best tools and the best cameras and put that money in, you know, because if you saw my last video about materialism, how to abuse materialism, you know, being able to invest into yourself, it's like that'll really help you. And if you're not at that point where you can invest into yourself and you can free yourself from the system, well, your number one priority should be freeing yourself from the system. Because I can tell you, bro, like the number one biggest ROI I've got in my life, the number one biggest like life improvement I have had has been dropping out and leaving school. And the only way I've been able to leave school is by making a couple K a month. And the only way I was able to make a couple K a month is by prioritizing the short term. And so in a weird way, prioritizing the short term, just doing high ticket coaching, grinding on that shit, making a couple K a month has helped me in the long term. Okay, because the other thing you might think like, oh, high ticket coaching, so much work, I don't really want to do it, so much work, I only want to work 2 hours a day, you know. Well, first off, you probably don't want to work 2 hours a day. I'm going on a side point here. Probably you want to work like a ton or a lot more than that. You like probably want to grind. You know, if there was something you could do to really grind and reliably make like 1K a month, 2K a month, where if you want to make more money, you just do more input, because the YouTube and shit is very much like you put effort into it. You know, the more effort you put into it doesn't mean the more you get out of it. If you had something where it's like you put more effort into it, the more you get out of that, and you can just grind on that shit, get to a couple K a month, free yourself, and then focus on the scalability, you probably really want that. Well, guess what, bro? That is high ticket coaching, and you can join my free community, link in the description. I'm not even kidding. Join the free community, $1,000 protocol. That'll teach you everything there about high ticket coaching and prioritizing the short term and everything like that. But basically, the point I'm making here is that your priority right now, if you are in survival mode, should just be getting out of survival mode, making that first 1K, 2K, 3K a month, you know, moving out, or if you're young like me, maybe not moving out and living with your parents for a bit and then going traveling when you want to, and just having that freedom, being able to reinvest into mentorship, maybe my mentorship, and just being able to reinvest into the tools and sort of get through that flat period of the exponential graph and eventually get to the point where, you know, shit actually works. And you can invest into yourself, and that's the sort of main thing I would probably tell you to do, if you wanted a bit of a mindset, would be just to get out of survival mode and not even think about purpose until you're out of survival mode and on 2K a month. Now, I covered a little bit about there, like what to actually do, getting out of survival mode, what actually to do to get to 2K a month. I would say just treat your business like a fucking job, bro. I would literally just say, treat it like a job. Don't give a fuck if you don't enjoy it. Don't give a fuck if, you know, it's not the most purposeful or any of that bullshit. Just treat it like a job. Yeah. And this is why high ticket coaching works so perfectly with this. Because like I said, with YouTube, you're like just uploading a video, crossing your fingers that that shit's going to work, you know. And you upload a video and you put a ton of effort into it and it gets 5 views, and the next video you just randomly record on your phone after you get an idea like I'm doing now, and that video gets 100,000 views, or maybe not 100K. If that was the case, you probably wouldn't be here, but then the video gets 1,000 views, you know, and you're like, what the fuck? Okay, how do I make YouTube work? And you're like, okay, I'm just gonna stick in it for the long game, do a bit of work every day, consistent, don't want to burn out, you know. And so eventually you keep going with it. Your YouTube doesn't really get anywhere. You're gaining like 10 subs a month, you know, getting like 5 people into your free community, or you know, not getting any sales to your $50 school community. And, you know, you don't get anywhere with that because you're prioritizing the long-term scalability. Now, instead, if you were to basically have a free community on school, and on school you were to go into other communities and you were to network in those communities, you were to meet people, comment on their posts, you know, just be a good member of those communities, help people out. They then see you around, they click on your profile, they join your free community. You also do your 10 cold DMs every single week, which you can do on school, which are kind of overpowered, I won't lie, because school is super qualified for cold DMs. Because really, like, it'll surprise you, no one fucking does them on school, bro, because they've got the 10 DM per week limit, and so you can abuse that as well, which is another thing I'll teach you how to do in my free school community. Join the $1,000 protocol. And shit, what was I saying? And that's what I tell you to do, and I just tell you to go hard on it, bro, and just go hard on your cold outreach, go hard on your networking. You know, I've got a client who we started out with him making a new community, and it's been a couple of weeks now, like a month now, I think, and he's just got 40 people into his free community just by networking, not even thinking about YouTube. And now he's getting on his like first few sales calls. I think he's starting to get a lot more calls booked, you know. Shout out to Lauritz if he's here. And for him, it's like, well, he just has to do more calls, even if he's got a really shitty close rate of you know, 10%. then it's like you just got to do more calls, and to do more calls, well, he has to network more and just put more work into it. And it's very unscalable. It's very linear, but that's the whole point of it, you know. That's the whole point of it, because scalable things, they're like an exponential graph, but you know, at the start of an exponential graph, it's just fucking flat as fuck, okay? And if you're sort of taking that and just spending your entire life not really getting anywhere, not making much progress, you're way behind me, where I've done the fucking linear graph, you know, bro, and I'm already way ahead of you. And now, for me, the thing is, you might be thinking, well, how do I scale up? I'm now scaling up because I'm now moving my one-on-one coaching into a group coaching program as I scale up. And then guess what? I started out with one-on-one, I've now got a group coaching program, okay? And I'll hire a setter or a sales guy or whatever the fuck, and should be relatively automatic, okay? That's what I basically tell you to do. And the thing is, like I said with Lauritz, if he's selling $1,000 offer, and you might be thinking $1,000 way too much, people buy shit. If you can help them, you've got experienced people do buy shit. Shut up, $1,000, that's completely fine price point. You sell $1,000 offer, okay, and you got, let's say, a 10% close rate, which is really, by the way, just for standards and everything, that's a really shit close rate, but it's realistic probably. Or let's say even you got a 5%, which is literally half of that, even more shit. You only need 20 sales skills, bro. You only need 20 sales skills to get a sale, okay? And you just think about that, 20 sales skills, okay? Let's say I don't know, a third of the people who you talk to, who you DM book a call with you, you need to message 60 people. And if you send out 10 DMs a week, that's technically 6 weeks, a month and a half it'll take you to make your first $1,000, which is like quite a while. But to be fair, like, if you've not made anything yet, that's like reliable maths. You know, you send out your 10 DMs a week, that's 60 DMs, you get on 20 calls, you know, 5% close rate for $1,000 offer. Well, that's $1,000 right there just for sending out 60 DMs and going on 20 calls. Like, probably worth it if you're not making any money right now. That's just some little thoughts to go in your brain right there about how the mathematics work. But that's pretty much what I tell you to do, bro. And the other thing is obviously networking on school, having your free community up. And I know I've just told you a lot of shit to do and not how to do it. If you want to know how to do it, well, then join my free community. The way all that sort of shit works in my free community is if I think I can help you, I'll book a call with you. And then I'll help you a bit for free. And then I'll basically pitch you my paid offer. And there's no surprise pictures or any of that shit. I don't do that fucking bullshit. And you can, like I showed you, can see all my proof and everything. You know I ain't a bullshitter. But yeah, it's been great talking today, man, even though I'm the only one talking. And yeah, I really hope this has helped you with your mindset about getting out survival mode and really prioritizing the short term to prioritize the long term. But yeah, I put on my food to cook like an hour ago and it was done 40 minutes ago, so I'm gonna go and eat. But yeah, good talking, man. Join the free $1,000 protocol like I showed you here. This is the community here, like I showed you. Evan and Ishak got their first sales recently. This is pretty outdated, to be fair, at the moment. But it's like we've got all this sort of shit in here which will teach you how to set up your school and everything. Again, this is pretty outdated. Like, this will teach you, you know, how to build your high ticket offer and all the sales and all that sort of stuff. That's in the I don't know how, it's like 7 hours long or some shit like that, bro. Like 6 or 7 hours long. This is the if you really want to see this is the module where I threw an orange at the camera. Like you can see there's the orange juice. If you want to watch me throw an orange at the camera, you can join as well. That'll really help you. But yeah, all you got to do is basically, I mean, even if you don't want to give me your phone number, because I've got a thing where it says to give me your phone number, so I can message you on WhatsApp, so there's a higher response rate. If you don't want to give me your number, then don't give me your number. Fair enough, bro. I'm just fucking teaching you my whole methods, like, so for how I would process you if you join my community. But yeah, all you got to do is basically join, answer these little questions here. I'll probably end up sending you a DL. They'll be like an auto DM. You'll get instantly accepted as well, by the way. I've got that little thing on where you get instantly accepted even if you are a bot. Then yeah, you can join. You can get access to the classroom and the course, and I'll teach you everything there, all actionable. And then yeah, if I think I can help you, like maybe I see a YouTube or your other school community or what you've already got, then yeah, I'll send you a DM. But I'll help you some for free first, and then if I think I can help you more, then yeah, I'll make you an offer, and that's basically how I make my money. But yeah, that's literally my whole methods, and that's also what I'll teach you to do if you join. I literally do the same shit I do. I use the same shit on you as I teach you because it works the best. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Make an introduction post like Juan just did here. And yeah, that's that. Good talking today, bro, and au revoir.